Hello there, I'm Azaria Tagaya and you're watching Nightline, the top stories. Government functioning well, no urgent need for cabinet reshuffle, says PM. And book voucher initiative to benefit over 400,000 teachers. Good morning. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim has emphasised that there is no urgent need for a cabinet reshuffle at present, despite the recent resignations of 2 ministers from his administration. He said on Sunday that for the time being, the responsibilities of both ministerial posts will be assumed by other members of the cabinet. According to Anwar, although both Economy Minister Datuk Seri Rafizi Ramli and Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability Minister Nik Nazmi Ahmad are currently on leave, the government remains stable and operational.
I don't think we should preempt. For now, the government is functioning as usual. In the next cabinet, I will ask the ministers to cover. But meanwhile, all Secretary Generals, Director Generals have been asked to continue because in the midst of serious negotiations within ASEAN and now GCC, China and United States over Trump's tariff proposals.
On Wednesday, Rafizi announced his resignation from the cabinet effective June 17th, while Nik Nazmi will step down from his ministerial post on July 4th. Both decisions follow their recent defeats in the PKR Central Leadership elections. Meanwhile, Anwar stated that the position of Datuk Seri Tengku Zafrul Abdul Aziz as Investment, Trade and Industry Minister would not be affected despite his departure from UMNO and intention to join PKR. The Prime Minister added that Tengku Zafrul's contributions are still needed as he plays a key role in managing investments worth hundreds of billions of ringgit into the country.
Orang ambil keputusan, kita hormatkan keputusannya, tetapi bagi pihak keadilan tentulah kita kena bincang dengan rakan-rakan dan fikir yang sebaiknya. Tapi soal kedudukan menteri itu tidak terjejas. Okey, dan kita mahu dia teruskan tugas kerana prestasi dia sebagai Menteri Pelaburan baik.
Regarding UMNO's demand for the ministerial post held by Tengku Zafrul to be returned to the party, Anwar said the matter will be discussed with the party leadership. In another development, the book voucher initiative previously targeted at school and tertiary education students has been expanded to include more than 400,000 teachers. In addition to fostering a reading culture, Anwar said the decision to expand the initiative was made in recognition of the valuable contribution of teachers. The Prime Minister also stated that clear guidelines must be established for the distribution of book vouchers to prevent funds from being used to purchase low-quality publications.
Saya berdasarkan pengalaman tahun lalu, kita tak cadangkan harus ada juga garis panduan buku-buku yang harus dibeli. Kerana buku tidak semuanya bermutu. Buku tidak semuanya yang menggalakkan pembelajaran ilmu.
Anwar said this at the closing ceremony of the Kuala Lumpur International Book Fair on Sunday. This year, book vouchers will no longer be distributed to school students. However, the initiative will continue for university students with some adjustments. The Higher Education Ministry is currently reviewing the voucher amount. Previously, the value was fixed at 100 ringgit per student. Now, the Education Ministry MOE has welcomed the move to expand the book voucher initiative to include teachers. In a statement on Sunday, the ministry said it will soon finalise the details and begin distributing the vouchers to all education service officers under its jurisdiction. This initiative is expected to benefit over 430,000 teachers nationwide. The initiative also aligns with the ministry's ongoing efforts to enhance reading habits at all levels, as well as to promote lifelong learning among educators. Majlis Amanah Rakyat MARA will stop sending its scholarship students to pursue their studies in the United States from this year. According to its chairman, Dato' Ashraf Wajdi Dusuki, discussions have been held with students due to leave in October on studying in other countries. He said that the decision was prompted by uncertainties over newly introduced policies under the administration of US President Donald Trump. Among the countries being considered are the United Kingdom, New Zealand, Australia, as well as Japan and China, all of which offer offer lower costs compared to the US. Speaking to reporters during a working visit to the UK, Ashraf stated that Mara had also held discussions with 266 sponsored students currently in the US to facilitate their transfer and allow them to continue their studies in similar courses in other countries. The Trump administration recently ordered a halt of visa processing for all foreign students and is considering steps to screen new applicants based on their social media posts. Motorists have been warned that queue jumping at the causeway or second link land checkpoints may lead to a forced U-turn and potential blacklisting by Singapore's Immigration and Checkpoints Authority, ICA. The agency said it is intensifying enforcement against errant drivers attempting to cut queues at the Woodlands and Tuas checkpoints, especially in view of the June school holidays and the Hari Raya Haji weekend. The ICA also stated that closed-circuit television CCTV footage would be used as evidence in cases of dispute over queue cutting. Meanwhile, Johor Police Traffic Investigation and Enforcement Department Deputy Chief, Deputy Superintendent Nur Azman Matsani said strict enforcement will be carried out at both land checkpoints. He also urged all motorists to obey traffic rules, plan their journeys, remain alert on the road and prioritise safety at all times. In Kuala Terengganu, an elderly woman was killed in a pre-dawn accident after the car driven by her son crashed into an electric pole. The victim, 60-year-old Kalsum Abdul Rahman, was pronounced dead at the scene. The incident occurred at around 4:50 a.m. along the Durian Burung Kuala Ibai bypass. The woman and her son were reportedly on their way back to their hometown in Manier from Kemaman when the crash occurred. According to authorities, the driver, 23-year-old Muhammad Hafiz Firdaus alias, lost control of the vehicle, which veered off the road and struck the electric pole before the vehicle turned turtle. The victim was trapped in the wreckage and had to be extricated by fire and rescue workers. Her body was sent to Sultana Nur Zahira Hospital for a post-mortem examination, while her son, who sustained injuries, was also taken to the same hospital for treatment. In Alostar, Kedah, 2 children were rescued from the upper floor of a burning double-storey house in Taman Sri Kota thanks to the swift response of firemen from the Jalan Raja Fire and Rescue Station. The children, aged 4 and 5, were believed to have been alone on the upper floor of the house when the fire broke out. Firemen arrived at the scene following a distress call at around 10 a.m. to find the house already ablaze with thick smoke and flames engulfing the upper floor. 3 children were in the home at the time of the incident. The eldest sibling, a 7-year-old boy, managed to escape and alerted others that his 2 younger siblings were still trapped on the upper floor. About 70% of the house was damaged in the blaze. The fire also destroyed a car and 8 motorcycles. The blaze was brought under control by 10:40 a.m. and was fully extinguished by noon. It is believed that at the time of the incident, the children's father had been at work, while their mother had gone to the clinic with 2 of their other children. The cause of the fire and the total losses incurred are still under investigation. Investigations into the gas pipeline explosion in Putra Heights on April 1st have proven to be a highly complex and technically demanding process. Selangor Police Chief Dato' Hussein Omar Khan revealed that the investigation team has encountered significant challenges due to the extent of damage caused by the explosion, which has altered the structural landscape of the site, making it difficult to ascertain the pipe's original condition.
Adakah unsur-unsur luar yang boleh menyebabkan pipe itu pecah dan meletup, ataupun unsur dalaman itu sendirilah, dipanggil external factor itulah. So bila letupan berlaku, banyak perkara yang tidak natural lah. Sebelum letupan, dia punya kedudukan pipe, dia punya angle, keadaan pipe berubah apabila letupan.
While the police are investigating the incident from a criminal angle, a technical investigation is also being conducted by the Department of Occupational Safety and Health.
Kita juga mengambil sampel-sampel untuk melihat adakah sebarang letupan yang mungkin menyebabkan kejadian itu berlaku. Ada bom lama tertanam bawah tu ke, ataupun ada orang sengaja pergi letak ini eksplosif ke apa ke, untuk mengambil sampel-sampel ni kat tanah tu untuk lihat elemen eksplosif.
He shared the latest updates in an exclusive interview with podcast utama Buletin TV3, which premiered Sunday on social media platforms. The explosion, which occurred at around 8 a.m. on April 1st, caused flames to shoot over 30 meters into the air, altering the landscape and causing significant damage to homes and property in the area. As forests continue to vanish, elephants are appearing in unexpected places: orchards, paddy fields and even backyards. For some Malaysians, encounters with these animals have become a frequent and tense reality, challenging the boundaries of peaceful coexistence. Nightline's Muhammad Nadir Azfar reports.
Human-wildlife conflict in Malaysia is intensifying as shrinking forests push animals closer to communities. Elephants in particular have been involved in incidents causing crop damage, property loss and in some cases fatalities for both animals and humans. Encounters between elephants and humans are not new. They have occurred repeatedly over the years. Some have been peaceful while others have escalated into violence. One recent encounter on May 11th involved an elephant calf tragically killed after being run over by a lorry on the Gerik-Jeli highway. A viral video showed its mother struggling for hours to free her calf pinned beneath the vehicle, forcing authorities to sedate her before relocating the animal. On May 21st, a herd of elephants reportedly attacked a car on the same highway after they were startled by the horn of a passing lorry. Fortunately, no casualties were reported as the vehicle's driver and passengers were able to escape in time. Meanwhile, in Kelantan, residents of Gua Musang were placed on high alert after wild elephants entered a school compound, damaging fences and nearby crops. Dr. Wong E. Fin, Principal Investigator for the Management and Ecology of Malaysian Elephants, MEME, explained that conflicts between elephants and humans arise when both compete for the same resources.
Usually conflict happens when humans and wildlife are competing for same resources. Yeah, one is space so elephants have their home range. People, we develop, we build farms and we have our houses. So space competition is one. The other one is on food. Food for elephants, but crops for us, like economy side involving losses in that sense.
She also stressed the need for greater support for communities living near elephant habitats to help them manage the issue while promoting better conservation and coexistence.
So in that sense, we need to work together with many other agencies as well, especially from the government agency side. Beside the Wildlife Department, Forestry, we also have all the development type of agencies, to see how can these communities that live next to elephants can be supported.
As development edges closer to wildlife habitats, long-term solutions must prioritize not only community resilience but also the survival of animals, especially endangered species. Muhammad Nadir Azfar, TV3.
Gang Jack busted. This and more from the local front after this breather.
Nak kerja buat apa? Ni aku nak buka bisnes kopi untuk kita ni. Konsep bisnes kita ni mewah. Biji kopi tu sini kena rare.
Drama bersiri sulung Nik Amir Mustafa.
Aku rasa aku tak dijual lah abang ni.
Lelaki tak bercerita, tapi diam-diam je. Move on, bina life baru.
Tapi perangai you macam...
Tepi. Ya, you tak apa, you okey.
Muat turun dan layan tonton sekarang. Semua favourite anda di sini. Ada idea drama yang boleh viral atau nak jadi pelakon di TV3? Pitch story korang selama 10 minit berserta slide presentation ke TV3. Atau sertai pencarian pelakon drama sangat pada 14 Jun di Universiti Malaya dan Talis University 21 Jun. Berumur 18 hingga 25 tahun. Tak kisah nak genre romantik, komedi, cinta atau isu semasa pun boleh. Menang hadiah terkumpul RM9,000 jika idea korang diterbitkan oleh Media Prima. Atau boleh berlakon sekali dalam karya drama sangat.
Bos, roti sarang tebuan 2.
Okey.
Kek ais gelas besar.
Siap. bangkit. Misi anda adalah untuk dapatkan tiket Agent Ali The Movie 2 dibawakan berdekatan sekarang.
Daripada arwah mak kita kan. Mak kita buat, kita nampak. Kita duduk sekali dengan adik-beradik. Sambil-sambil duduk cakap, sambil buang dengan adik-adik. Tu yang saya cakap ni. Rasa dia lain.
Saya minat permainan, saya minat seni visual. So saya nak hasilkan seni visual yang cantik, video yang cantik. So saya terpaksa buat sendiri. Ada saya hobi adalah gudang ilmu saya. Satu yang terhasil ni, yang nampak wow. Orang tak tengok yang 10 yang dah buang dalam tu sampah.
Thanks for staying with us. TV3 maintains its position as the nation's #1 television station with a comprehensive lineup of programs, dramas and news. Now, more than 4 decades since its debut in Malaysian broadcasting, the TV station, including its flagship news program Buletin Utama, continues to stay fresh and relevant, keeping pace with the ever-evolving digital landscape. With its inclusive, credible and fast-paced approach, TV3 remains Malaysia's leading news source. For over 4 decades, it has led with forward-looking content, supported by credible editorial teams and tech-savvy journalists. Now, the newly established super newsroom at Balai Berita unites TV, print and digital news teams under one roof for seamless integration.
Kita telah mencapai satu tahap yang amat membanggakan apabila kita wujud sebagai satu entiti media yang kita gelar sebagai super newsroom. Super newsroom ini adalah satu revolusi media di mana kita menggabungkan maksud saya bukan menggabungkan satu media iaitu antara TV, print dan juga digital di bawah satu bumbung. Tapi kita tidak langsung menyentuh dari segi identiti.
This editorial synergy unites the strengths of all platforms to elevate the quality of news content and delivery. Audiences are also kept informed through a steady stream of updates across programs such as Buletin Pagi, Buletin 1.30, Buletin Utama, Detik Niaga, Nightline, Laporan Khas, Aduan Rakyat, Soal Rakyat, as well as real-time breaking news. The flagship program Buletin Utama remains the preferred choice among viewers nationwide, standing out among many other primetime news shows with 3.1 million viewers recorded in May. The TV station is also embracing the rapid digital evolution by implementing a comprehensive digital news strategy.
Saya merasakan especially bahagian news kita di samping dikuatkan dengan tenaga yang memang dah lama dalam bidang ni seperti pembaca berita kita yang sekarang, tapi pengenalan pembaca berita dan juga wartawan baru akan memberi satu impak yang berlainan, terutamanya daripada golongan Gen Z.
Viewers can watch the live broadcast of TV3's news programs on television and also stream them online on all social media platforms and the Buletin TV3 website. A criminal group believed to be behind a string of break-ins targeting commercial premises has been successfully dismantled following 2 police raids in Sungai Petani, Kedah. The alleged mastermind, known only as Jack, has an extensive criminal record of 36 past offences and 11 drug-related cases and had only recently been released from prison 3 months ago. Jack, along with 4 other members of the so-called Gang Jack, aged between 29 and 52, were picked up in 2 separate raids on Wednesday.
Semasa tangkap, mereka menggunakan baju yang seperti agensi GSC yang lain. So, supaya dia boleh memudahkan dia melakukan risikan ataupun memantau tempat-tempat nak dipecahkan tu, dia menyamar seperti agensi kerajaan yang lain.
With the arrest, police believe they have solved at least 15 cases, including office burglaries, a break-in at a kindergarten, a Japanese restaurant, and several swiftlet farms in Kedah and Pulau Pinang. Authorities seized various tools believed to have been used in the crimes, along with stolen goods worth an estimated 40,000 ringgit. All suspects tested positive for drugs and are currently under remand to assist in investigations. A 29-year-old labourer has been sentenced to 4 years in prison after pleading guilty to charges of robbery and attempted robbery at the Kuala Terengganu Sessions Court. The judge handed down the sentence on Muhammad Hazran Abdul Halim after he pleaded guilty to 2 separate charges. According to court documents, he was accused of robbing a 58-year-old victim along Jalan Masjid Abidin in Kuala Terengganu on May 17th, stealing a handbag containing 1,500 ringgit in cash. For the second charge, he was accused of attempting to rob a 22-year-old woman, during which he intentionally caused injury to the victim. The court ordered that his prison sentence begin from the date of his arrest on May 17th. Aaron-Wooi seal third title of the season. The details after this breather.
Terbaru ditonton.
Ini kau sebelum minum kopi.
Ni apa ni? Dah. Kau yang pinjam duit Along, lepas tu sampai Along ni take over kita punya bisnes. Mahal.
Tak matang doh korang. Cuba minum brew secawan.
So plan korang nak operate mesin ni dalam van ni ke?
Bersyukurlah sikit. Kita bisnes start kecil-kecil lah dulu.
Kita bukan stres. Cuma perlu extra caffeine je. Barulah tak lemah, lesu, lebiu.
Muat turun dan layan tonton sekarang. Semua favourite anda di sini.
Kakak buat ni semua untuk Bella, untuk keluarga kita.
Menggalas beban hidup menjadi kupu-kupu malam adalah jalan terakhirnya.
Duit tu senang je cari, kalau tahu cara.
Membawa dirinya ke titik kegelapan.
You tahu kan apa yang paling saya tak suka?
Aku rasa macam aku terperangkap.
Saya nak tuntut dan jawab.
Judah tak nak bertepuk sebelah tangan.
Nikmat hanya sesaat, Isnin hingga Khamis 10 malam. Di Samarinda TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Badai yang paling berbahaya. Hancur tanpa amaran.
Cukuplah awak dah tinggalkan persoalan yang berat dalam kepala otak saya.
Tenangnya mengaburi mata. Racunnya penuh berbisa.
Saya tanya baik-baik kan?
Ya, saya sedar diri saya dah banyak susahkan awak.
Saya ni suami awak.
Tapi sampai saya mati pun saya tak boleh nak lupakan.
Bukan ipar sempurna. Isnin hingga Jumaat, 7 malam. Di Akasia TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
On to the foreign front now. The US dismissed Hamass's latest response to a ceasefire framework on Saturday as quote-unquote totally unacceptable, adding that it would only set talks back. US envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, said Hamass's demands, which include a permanent ceasefire, full Israeli withdrawal from Gaza and guaranteed humanitarian aid, do not align with the proposal mediated by Egypt and Qatar. That framework, which Israel has approved, includes a 60-day ceasefire, the release of 10 living hostages, and the return of 18 bodies held in Gaza in exchange for over 1,000 Palestinian prisoners. Witkoff urged Hamas to return to proximity talks, stressing that this is the only path to a lasting truce and unification of hostages with their family. Meanwhile, the negotiations remain on edge as Gaza's humanitarian crisis deepens. Meanwhile, at least 31 people have been killed in Rafah after an Israeli strike hit an aid distribution site operated by the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, GHF, on Sunday. The attack came hours after the US rejected Hamas's latest proposal on a ceasefire deal. In a separate incident, one person was killed and several others injured when Israeli forces opened fire near another GHF site along the Netzarim corridor. There's been no immediate comment from Israel, though Palestinian media claim more than 115 people were injured. The GHF, recently launched with Israeli backing, has faced criticism over its screening methods, including biometric checks aimed at excluding Hamas affiliates from receiving aid. Indonesian authorities are racing against time to find 6 people still trapped after a rock collapse at a quarry in West Java. The disaster in Cirebon has claimed at least 19 lives, with 6 others injured. Search teams continued working through dangerous conditions on Sunday as officials launched an investigation into the incident, pointing to unstable cliff slopes, heavy rain and unsafe mining methods as possible causes. Police have named 2 suspects on charges of environmental law violations, failure to provide safe safety equipment and negligence. Authorities confirmed the mine was operating legally, but safety standards were lacking, and the local government has since ordered the company's permanent closure. Switching to sports now, badminton and the 2025 Singapore Open. It's a glory day for Malaysians as national men's doubles shuttlers Aaron-Wooi and Aaron-Wooi completed their first career hat-trick after clinching the Super 750 event title with a superb comeback win on Sunday. World number 3 pair Aaron and Wooi overcame fatigue to exact revenge on South Korea's world number 10 duo Kim Won-ho and So Seung-jae, carving out a hard-fought 15-21, 21-18, 21-19 win. The Koreans had defeated Aaron and Wooi in straight sets during the semi-finals of the India Open in January, but the Malaysians bounced back in Singapore to capture their third title of the season, following their triumphs at the Badminton Asia Championships in April and the Thailand Open a fortnight ago. The two-time Olympic bronze medalists earned 315,296 ringgit as champions, while the runners-up took home 149,126 ringgit in this World Tour Super 750 event. Aaron and Wooi, recently crowned Malaysian Sportsman of the Year, have now won a total of 5 career titles. The win also ends Malaysia's 17-year title drought in the men's doubles at the Singapore Open, the last coming in 2008, when Zakri Latif and Fairuz Rizwan Tazari emerged victorious. On to motorsports, the 2025 GT World Challenge Asia. The Johor Motorsports Racing JMR team continued to impress in the championship as Tunku Panglima Johor, Tunku Abdul Rahman Sultan Ibrahim and British teammate Ben Green claimed their second win of the season in round 6 at Thailand's Chang International Circuit on Sunday. Piloting the Chevrolet Corvette Z06 GT3R, the pair led from pole, secured by Green in qualifying and held off intense pressure to finish first in the Pro-Am category. They had also finished second in round 5 the day before. With back-to-back podiums, Tunku Abdul Rahman now tops the overall standings with a 62-point lead at the season's halfway point. Meanwhile, the second JMR car, driven by Tunku Putra Johor, Tunku Abu Bakar and Australian Jordan Love, faced a tough weekend. After qualifying third, mechanical issues including a rear brake failure forced an early retirement on Sunday, while a penalty limited them to 8th on Saturday. The championship resumes at Japan's Fuji Speedway from July 11th to 13th. Football now, the Champions League. Paris Saint-Germains PSG head coach Luis Enrique said he and the club had achieved their ultimate goal by winning the world's greatest club competition following a stunning 5-0 thrashing of Inter Milan in Munich on Saturday. Enrique, who previously won the Champions League with Barcelona in Berlin in 2015, said he was delighted with his side's performance after clinching the trophy.
Creo que el equipo ha sido excepcional. Creo que hemos presionado a un equipo del nivel del Inter con una intensidad altísima. Ousmane Dembele ha presionado a Sommer y a Chervi y a cualquier central con una intensidad muy bestia que permitía que no tuvieran tiempo para pensar, que permitían acortar el equipo y ejercer presión sobre ellos. Y creo que es un gran partido.
The Spaniard also singled out forward Ousmane Dembele for special praise, calling him incredible and saying he deserves to win the Ballon d'Or. Earlier, sensational teenager Desiree Doué delivered a scintillating performance, scoring twice and setting up Achraf Hakimi's opener. Kuvica Kvaratskhelia and substitute Seni Mayulu also found the net to seal the emphatic victory. The triumph marks a historic milestone for the Parisians, following over a decade of massive investment from their Qatari owners, and comes 5 years after they lost to Bayern Munich in their only previous final appearance. Meanwhile, French authorities said on Sunday that 2 people were killed and over 559 others arrested across France as celebrations turned chaotic following PSG's Champions League final victory. In the southwestern town of Dax, a 17-year-old boy died after being stabbed in the chest. A 23-year-old man riding a scooter in central Paris was also killed after being struck by a vehicle. Authorities added that flares and fireworks were set off, bus shelters were smashed and cars were torched amid the wild celebrations. Paris Police Prefect Laurent Nunez confirmed that PSG's Champions League trophy parade would go ahead on Sunday evening, but with a heightened police and military presence on the ground. Well, that is it for Nightline. Before we leave, let's take a look at the vibrant scenes from the annual Dragon Boat Festival in Hong Kong, where racers returned in full splendor to compete for the trophies. I'm Azaria Tagaya. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.